I think Tetris is one of the greatest games ever made, so I get a bit nervous when I hear about a new Tetris game trying to introduce a new formula with new game modes and mechanics.
Tetris Party Deluxe is like a best of Tetris games with a few new modes thrown in. It's still about creating lines by dropping little falling block thingies. Hex, I admit, Tetris is my Achilles heel. I'm just rubbish at it and I don't know why.
I think you'll find the official name for the shapes is not little falling block thingies, Parjo.
Oh, what is it then, Mr. Robot Smarty Face?
They are called Tetrominoes. A tetromino is a geometric shape composed of 4 squares connected orthogonally. There are 7 tetrominoes in all. They, like dominoes and pentominoes, are a particular type of polyomino.
Okay, great. Thanks, Darren. That's awesome.
Oh, you're welcome, Hex.
Most of the game modes are pretty good, but I think the real winner is the Bottomless Mode, first introduced back in 1993 on the NES and Game Boy. Instead of lines clearing every single time you fill one, only lines with red bomb tetrominoes are cleared. 4 small bombs placed in a square create a big bomb capable of destroying more lines. To complete a level, you need to cause an explosive chain reaction to destroy all the lines on the screen. It's definitely tough, but also great fun.
I'm a big fan of Field Climber mode. It's a lot more methodical and slow-paced than regular Tetris, but it's still a lot of fun. You need to guide a little man to the top of the stage by creating a Tetromino ramp for him to climb. To add extra difficulty, you have to pass through checkpoints along the way. It's very challenging, but in a good way.
The only one I didn't like was Shadow Mode. Instead of creating and clearing lines, you need to use the blocks to fill a silhouette on the screen within the time limit. You can swap out blocks up to 10 times, but sometimes this isn't really enough to get through. It can get really frustrating when you run out of time, but there's only a few % left to fill.
For the super hardcore Tetris player, there's also a master mode which has the Tetrominoes dropping instantly, so you only have a split second to rotate and position them before they get stuck. It's really hard, but it's meant to be.
Most of the game modes can be played with up to 3 players. In multiplayer, regular Tetris features special power-up blocks that allow you to do nasty things like stop an opponent from rotating their pieces for a short while, or force them to use a single style of Tetromino for a few turns.
I really liked this version of Tetris, Barjo. The only thing I didn't like was the Wii balance board mode because it's just not accurate enough to play the game, but I think this is the best Tetris game to come out in ages, so I'm giving it 9 out of 10 rubber chickens.
Even with all these extra modes, Hex, I'm still just rubbish at this game. It didn't help me, but I still think it's great, so I'm giving it 8.